Hello my fellow smug ones, I hope you're all okay. Well, I heard the other day that the woke brigade reckon that there are apparently 70 different genders. That's right, 70! Yet strangely though, there are only two types of different reproductive private parts, aren't there? And apparently the BBC actually wants to know what kind that their staff have. So could this possibly be about covering up an equal pay gap as some of their staff suspect? Let's begin. Okay, this story is from the Daily Mail and it says, BBC woman raised fears over pay gap as corporation tries to force staff to tell bosses what gender they identify as. A group of women at the corporation fear that by asking workers to identify whether they consider themselves either male or female, rather than what sex they actually are, could distort gender pay gap figures. And you know what, that actually reminds me about a form I was filling out the other day for an online service. And when it came to the gender question, I think it had, about 6 different answers. And then they had a 7th one, which was other. And that was where I could put in my own option. So I thought I'd have a little bit of fun with this because, it was anonymous and it wasn't that important for anything. So I put helicopter. Anyway, the Mail understands that furious female employees have written to Director General Tim Davie and the Director of Cultural Diversity, June Sarpong, who actually apparently is on around £275,000 of TV licence fees payers' money for working just 3 days a week. Which obviously sounds awesome for her, doesn't it? I wish I could be on that much. And to be honest with you, it actually seems quite bonkers to me. Anyway, to complain that men could swap their gender to become female. And obviously in this day and age, companies aren't allowed to discriminate by either sex or gender, are they? So people quite rightly should be paid the same regardless. So for any company, especially a public funded one, to discriminate in this way would be completely disgraceful. And also, as far as I'm aware, illegal too. So if this turns out to be the BBC's way of covering up such a difference, then this certainly needs to be looked into. But then again, Zoe Ball is apparently one of the BBC's highest earners. And obviously, I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure that she's a female. And to be honest, I doubt it would have a massive impact on the numbers anyway, because as far as I know, the majority of the public, and probably also the BBC staff too, tend not to swap genders. A BBC insider said there is a group of female staff who are deeply fearful of what this means for the female workforce. They have been told that all staff have to identify by their gender, which is dangerous as it gives an inaccurate account of the gender diversity at the BBC. It's ridiculous because they are trying to ensure they are diverse. The ramifications on promotions and pay shouldn't be underestimated here. These women fear there could be a skewed view of how many women are being employed and at what levels of pay. What is becoming more and more frustrating for them is that despite a really long email trail, they haven't received any kind of answer as to why this is happening. They have an expensive creative diversity director, but still nothing. Well, I'm sure they're probably taking their time to either get their reply just right, or maybe it's on one of the 4 days that their costly director of creative diversity doesn't work. Anyway, last night the BBC confirmed that it is collecting gender information from all of its 20,000 staff. Following reports of a significant gender pay gap at the BBC in 2017, a group called BBC Women was forced to fight for equality in salaries between male and female staff at the organisation. In January 2020, presenter Samira Ahmed won her sex discrimination equal pay claim against the broadcaster. Well, hopefully the BBC has learned its lesson from that and are now paying their staff equally. I just wonder, how long it will actually be before the BBC learns its lesson about the TV licence too. And to be honest, I've got a feeling that they'll get a massive lesson about that in 2027 when their TV licence raw charter protection ends.